This beat though, right? Hi everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Five Nights at Freddy's. We're continuing the franchise. I almost thought we were done last time. I was not sure if we were gonna have to include Help Wanted and Security Breach, but I did low-key really want to do Security Breach anyway, and I've never seen Help Wanted, so now I get a chance to watch that for the first time ever. So let's do it. Let's jump in. Then we can finally watch the big lore video that ties it all together, courtesy of MatPat/Game Theory. So yeah, let's get into it. Bum, 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 bum. So I just briefly skimmed like the first few seconds of every... Hold on, let me let this loop. Okay. I briefly skimmed the first few seconds of the videos that I told you I was looking at last time at the end of last stream. The Help Wanted, you know, videos to see if to see which ones were like, you know, might be worth watching or whatever, and which ones aren't. Which ones were like, oh yeah, I forgot to get rid of the ads real quick. There we go. I picked the one that sounds like it has the best audio quality, and I think we're in for a treat, because looking at the comments, people are saying that even though it has no commentary, it has personality, meaning the player. So the player does, I guess, little shenanigans on stream. Kind of like, you know what? It's kind of like the, let me put it on the screen. I think I have everything ready now. Yeah. It's probably going to be a little bit like this window right here. It's probably going to be a little bit like, the big montage we saw of all the FNAF games 1 through 6, where at the beginning, it was mostly at the beginning where we noticed it. At the very beginning, remember the guy was like he was making beats with the camera, you know, by opening and closing the camera over and over, especially at the beginning of night 1, when the security guard was explaining the whole game and how it's going to work, the mechanics of it, the tutorial basically. There's like nothing to do. So the dude was just like opening and closing the camera over and over, just making beats with it, which is horrible on the eyes. But if you just close your eyes and listen, it was just like, you know, it was this kind of little bop, right? So this guy, I don't know, this is a different person. The uploader is called 99th VR, so this is their video. It's a 4.5 hour video, so it's gonna take at least 4 streams for us to get through. Probably 5, because I'm gonna pause to make comments, obviously. So it'll probably take like 5 streams to get through this, just like FNAF World. Except unlike FNAF World, this is not gonna be as grindy because it's not an RPG. But yeah, should be a good watch if the player is entertaining, even without commentary. So we'll see. And thank goodness it actually has subtitles and closed captionings, because from what I saw in the first few moments, yes, there will be dialogue. There's almost always dialogue in all the games. So let's do it. This is Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted. All endings, because every game in this franchise has to have multiple endings, right? Full game walkthrough, no commentary. Uploaded by 99th VR. So if you like the video, go subscribe to them. Alright, here we go. Press trigger to agree. Oh yeah, you play this on the, well, it could be on multiple VR devices now, but it was first released for the Quest virtual reality device, which is, it got bought, by Facebook, I guess, and attached to that. And so it's now part of the, metaverse, or whatever. Fucking Mark Zuckerberg things, I don't know. Powered by Unreal Engine 4. Back in the days, man. Well, I think it's what it always says, right? Warning, this game contains flashing lights, loud noises, and lots of jump scares. Scott being honest as always. Steel Wool Studios. I think that's the developer studio that... No. He might have outsourced this a little bit, because I think his main development studio is called, Scott Games. So this might have been outsourced slightly. Click a different part of the video. Help Wanted. Press any button. This is the 3D virtual reality title screen for the game. What I like about VR games is that sometimes even the title screens are in VR. Actually, most of the time they are. It's like reminds me of when I used to play the PSVR on PS4 all the time. Oh, they follow you. I didn't realize that. What? I didn't realize the animatronics actually follow you. Five Nights at Freddy's VR. Help wanted. 2019 Scott Cawthon. What? Let me see the rest of that copyright. Scott Cawthon, all rights reserved. Steelwool Studios. Okay. New game. Fazbear Entertainment.
Welcome to the Freddy Fazbear Virtual Experience. Fazbear Entertainment is excited to join the digital age, and what better way to do
it has subtitles.
than with an edge-of-your-seat virtual reality experience. We know that Fazbear Entertainment has developed something of a bad reputation over the last few decades, and while it's true that some stories associated with our name were loosely based on actual events, the majority of them were total fabrications from the mind of a complete lunatic. Lawsuits pending. But we aren't above laughing at ourselves. Ha ha ha. That's why we have recreated many of these completely fictitious scenarios, lies that you've been fed over the last several years, into a hilarious VR game, in the hopes that we can finally move past these childish ghost stories and develop a new relationship with you, as well as your kids. Don't forget the merch, perfect for birthdays. So sit back and enjoy a few scares.
I like that they hired back this dude for the
We do, however, ask that you agree to a simple waiver before you play. It's mostly just legal mumbo-jumbo and isn't at all based on user experiences thus far or injuries associated with testing. Just touch the button to agree, and then we can jump right into some harmless fun that can't harm you.
I know he's still talking, but I gotta pause to try and read all this. It's obviously meant to be kind of a joke, you know, nobody reads the terms of service because there's literally not enough time in the world. They've done some science on this. Like, if you actually tried to read... I've said this before. If you actually tried to read the terms of service for every single service that, like, most people use, you'd be dead of old age before you finished. Actually, you literally cannot. It's physically impossible. There's too many.
Just legal mumbo jumbo.
It's just too much. There's too many words, too many terms of services. You would just spend the rest of your life reading them and do literally nothing but that. Okay, so let me see. Welcome to the Fazbear Quality Assurance Team.
It isn't at all based on user experience.
It's mostly just legal mumbo jumbo and isn't at all based on user experiences. Okay. Or injuries associated with testing. Welcome to the Fazbear Quality Assurance Team. Before we can officially congratulate you on your fabulous lifetime career
thus far,
choice, you must first agree to the simple waiver.
Or injuries.
Our lawyers have come up with a way to save you time by bypassing all the legal terms and pages of law-related verbiage by creating this simple in-game app. The important points have been condensed to a single page. Consider precious moments of your life saved. Ah, see, he gets it. There you go. Thank you.
Right into some harmless fun that can't harm you at all in any harmful...
The auto scroll feature was designed to protect you from potential repetitive stress injuries. Okay, it's just another way that Fazbear Entertainment cares for its employees. You should also take care not to overexert your eyes while looking at such small text on a highly contrasting document screen. Okay.
Virtual experience.
Therefore, it is recommended that you rest your eyes while accepting these terms. In other words, close your eyes and don't read it. Please close them now for safety purposes. Are they closed? Good. If you agree to the terms, and then he just skipped it. Well, now he's got me kind of curious. Why did he, or was there
experience?
If you agree to the terms presented, you may press the button in front of you. Oh, I guess it wasn't actually gonna... I guess that's the joke, is that there was no terms presented. They didn't want you to notice that when you closed your eyes, is that you're basically on your own. Alright, now that I've read that, let's go ahead and rewind and just listen to what the dude is saying, because it's different from what's being read out on the page there. And real quick, I think those are collectibles from what I saw in descriptions of other videos. Cassette tapes. That's why he reached out and grabbed it.
Ask that you agree to
like that. I think those are collectibles that are used to unlock a certain ending. But anyway, real quick, I wanted to comment on how he said these are, you know, these childish ghost stories. That this guy's basically saying, you know, everything that happened before in the story, obviously establishing it as canon, right? By the fact that he's mentioning it. But their official statement of the company, Fazbear Entertainment, is that it's all fake. None of that is real. It's fake news. You know, they're role playing as the president. Fake news. None of it's real. Our company would never, you know, allow such things to happen. We everything with our toys and animatronics and everything else we've ever done is completely safe, yada yada. But I like how he mentioned that these stories were mostly the fabrication of a complete lunatic. I think that's what he said, right? Where are we? 222. Okay, let me see how he said that at the very beginning.
Entertainment has developed something of a bad reputation over the last few decades. And while it's true that some stories associated with our name were loosely based on actual events, the majority of them were total fabrications from the mind of a complete lunatic.
I wonder who they're referring to. Like, who's this guy? Who's this guy supposed to be?
Suits pending.
Is this Scott? Is he actually doing a face reveal in his game? I mean, he might have. I call it a face reveal. I mean, it was probably easy to see what he looked like, maybe, because, you know, he's always had his name out there. But if not, then who is this dude?
We aren't above laughing.
If that ain't him, who is he?
Ourselves. Ha ha ha. That's why we have recreated many of these.
Okay, let's go back to where we were.
Don't forget. We do, however, ask that you agree to a simple waiver before you play. It's mostly just legal mumbo-jumbo and isn't at all based on user experiences thus far or injuries associated with testing. Just touch the button to agree, and then we can jump right into some harmless fun that can't harm you at all in any harmful way. Thank you for playing the Freddy Fazbear Virtual Experience.
Oh, shit!
You acknowledge that Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for accidental digital consciousness transference, real-world manifestations of digital characters, nightmares, night terrors, night sweats.
Digital consciousness transference?
What? Surprise, motherfucker. What the fuck?
Welcome to the Freddy Fazbear.
Is this about to turn into Sword Art Online or something? That's not... Well... I think that's what they're going for, a little bit of that. But that almost sounded... The way I interpreted that... As far as I know, this doesn't happen in Sword Art Online, not in the first season that I saw, is that he's saying that something could probably take over your mind from the game, from the VR game. It could transfer itself into your mind, like, this is kind of spoilers, but the movies are old. You were warned. What happens in the Matrix movies, in the second and third one, where Smith transfers himself into that one guy, you know, takes over his mind? That's what I pictured when he said that.
Virtual.
Anyway, let's see what he said.
Welcome to the Freddy Fazbear Virtual Experience. Use the console in front of you to navigate the menu and pick one of the frightening experiences available. By completing these scenarios, more will become available. You'll see plenty of familiar faces and some new ones as well. So stay a while and have a good time. And remember, despite the temporary horror you may experience, this is a completely controlled environment and you aren't in any real danger. Fazbear Entertainment not responsible for real danger. Please make a selection from the virtual menu.
He's eating candy. I love that VR games let you do quirky stuff like that. A lot of VR games have that kind of thing. I do like that developers for VR games will allow you to do little things like that, like how he's just picking up random ass candy on the counter when you're like waiting, you know, and just have idle time. Okay, we got prize counter, showtime, and replay title. Oh, that's the rewatch, like the intro, I guess. He just ate a Tootsie Roll Pop. Showtime. You hit the button. Nothing happened. Nope, nothing. Nothing's happening. He's mashing that button. He's smashing that like button like you guys should. For both this video and the video we're watching. Oh, there we go. What the hell did he just do? Pac-Man in the back. Hello? What the fuck was that about? So the way the guy introduced it just now in the title the whole intro we just saw is he's saying these are like loose recreations of the past games, basically. I think I saw a little bit in the description too. But it's basically you get a slight taste of all the games we already played, but in virtual reality. This is like kind of a mashup of all that, which is kind of cool. It makes it even more immersive. FNAF 1, 2, and 3. Dark rooms. Parts and service. Vent repair. And night terrors. Okay, let me go through those again, but look at the icons instead, because they had different wording. This one just says FNAF 1, Night 1. And then one also says Night 1 for FNAF 2. Night 1 for FNAF 3. Plush Trap for Dark Rooms, Bonnie for Parts and Service, Mangle for Vent Repair, and Funtime Freddy for Night Terrors. No context, I have no idea what's going on. Prize counter. Is this how you start the game? Oh, no. This is literally what it says. We got a coin! Break the glass, punch it. What the hell? Was there a hidden cassette tape there? You could just grab it through the glass? Okay, that's cool. He's showing us the prizes. I like this player. They're being very demonstrative. They're like taking us on a... We got a basketball. They're taking us on a tour of the game. I like this. He said, hey, come back. Fucking ball. Oh, I can get another one. There we go. Just gonna throw it at the plushies. Another cassette tape. It landed kind of far though. He knocked it down, but where the fuck is it now? Well, there was one apparent. Dude, these are very well hidden. What the fuck? There was one in the gumball machine. Like, you literally couldn't see it, just like the one in the glass that he got. I would like to play this, but just like with any other VR game, I would definitely get motion sickness and about 30 minutes, and then I can only go for like another 30 after that and have to stop, which is fine for my stream time. It's 1 hour, right? But I expect this game to be hard, like the previous games, so that's the main reason I'm watching it instead of playing it just like the previous games. But I do plan on actually streaming some VR games. I'm not going to spoil which ones, but if you think about what's coming up next on our schedule, it shouldn't be too hard to deduce it. VR games that I've already played before. And I think I'm going to try... See, back when I first played these VR games, I didn't have the friends and resources that I have now. And I've learned about not only the names of certain medication you can use to prevent motion sickness, but also equipment, accessories you can wear. I have a friend, I mean, I'll just say who it is. Pizza Maid told me that there's these little like wristbands you can put on with these little crystals that supposedly can help stop motion sickness too. So I might try that, and then that way I can stream those VR games more comfortably. Anyway, let's continue. We'll get there when we get there. 5 Nights at Freddy's. Push buttons. Survive until 6 a.m. Just like before. Okay, start game. Beep. I like this player. I'm glad we chose this video. There's a door, the light, a cupcake from Chica with eyes, cassette tape. Okay, that bottom panel shows us all the cameras, just like before, like what we know. And the camera monitor is right in front of us. There's our power left, 98%, the usage, and then the other door on light on the left. And we can drink soda! That cup was always there, right? In the original FNAF 1 game, I think? There's our time, 12 a.m. And here comes a phone call from the security guard.
Hello? I wanted to record a message for you.
Mushy mushy.
Get settled in on your first night. I actually worked in that office before you. I'm
This is
finishing up my
cool.
last week now, as a matter of fact. So I know it can be a bit overwhelming, but I'm here to tell you there's nothing to worry about. You'll be fine. So let's just focus on getting you through your first week, okay? Let's see. First, there's an introductory greeting from the company that I'm supposed to read.
I wonder what he's trying to tell us.
It's kind of a legal thing, you know. Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, a magical place for kids and grown-ups.
Hey, they warned us. Oh, shit! They warned us about flashing lights. Also, I guess that's what happens if you peek too far onto the hallway. You just automatically die. Yeah. Well, that sucks. He's like, why'd you let me die, Cupcake? Why'd you let me die? You suck.
You suck!
Alright, well, he's showing us everything about the game, including the ways in which you can die, I guess. Don't peek out into the hallway too far. Got it. Stay away from the doors, yeah.
Hello? Hello? I wanted to record a message.
It's your fault, Cupcake. It's your fault.
Get settled in on your first night. I actually
You can't reach it anymore.
I'm finishing up my last week now, as a matter of fact. So
Still accusing it.
I know it can be a bit overwhelming, but I'm here to tell you there's nothing to worry about. You'll be fine. So
Coins.
let's just focus on getting you through. Okay?
He tried to push it back in, but he
First,
didn't.
there's an introductory greeting from the company that I'm supposed to read.
There we go.
It's kind of illegal.
You gotta have a lot of room in your room to be able to play these games, because you have to actually reach, you know? Oh, there, you got another coin.
Come to life. Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for damage to property or person. Upon discovering that damage or death has occurred, a missing person report will be filed within 90 days or as soon as property and premises have
Do
been
bullshit.
bleached and the carpets have been replaced. Blah, blah, blah. Now, that might sound bad, I know, but there's really nothing to worry about.
It's literally the same tape. I like it.
The characters here do get a bit quirky at night, but do I blame them? No. If I were forced to sing those same stupid songs for 20 years and I never got it back, I'd probably be a bit irritable at night too. So remember, these characters hold a special place in the hearts of children, and we need to show them a little respect, right? Okay.
Now, the thing is, here you don't get the monitor put up against your face. So you actually have to, like, lean in. This is why I say you need to have a lot of space to use VR. You have to lean in, you know, to be able to look at that tiny-ass monitor to see if the animatronics are moving. Of course, we always know the first night's free, so he doesn't really have to do much. That's why he's just fucking around, but still.
So just be aware, the characters do tend to wander.
Look, Cupcake's watching us play.
They're left in some kind of free roaming mode at night. Something about their servos locking up if they get turned off for too long. They used to be allowed to walk around during the day too, but then there was the bite of 87. Yeah.
We never found out, again, maybe Matt Pat will clear this up for us, but we never actually found out if the bite of 87 was the same one as FNAF 4. Because that one looked like it might have actually been 1983. Might be two different incidents.
It's amazing that the human body can live without the frontal lobe, you know?
That poor kid from FNAF 4, man.
The only real risk to you as a night watcher here, if any, is the fact that these characters, if they happen to see you after hours, probably won't recognize you as a person.
Chica's moving.
They'll most likely see you as a metal endoskeleton without its costume on. Now, since that's against the rules here at Freddy Fazbear's
Still on Cam 7.
they'll probably try to...
She's by the sealed room where Springtrap is locked up inside. See, now we know the lore.
Now, that wouldn't be so bad if the suits themselves weren't filled with cross beams, wires, and animatronic devices, especially around the facial area. So you can imagine how having your head forcefully pressed inside one of those could cause a bit of discomfort and death.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, I like how when he died and got the game over screen on the little monitor in front of him, the TV, actually had the original game over screen from the first game. This is nice. It's like, this is a VR experience of going through like FNAF's history. You know, and at this point, I saw the copyright was 2019, so this game came out in 2019, right? Right before lockdown and everything. And FNAF 1 came out in 2015, I think it was? 2014 or 15. So at this point, yeah, it's a good 5 to 6 years. So this had to have felt nostalgic for people who like were around for the first game.
The only parts of you that would likely see the light of day again would be your eyeballs and teeth that pop out the front of the mask.
Yeah, that's what we saw on the game over screen.
But hey, first station.
By far the goriest death, and it's not even that bad really, but the goriest death scene or game over screen is definitely the first game, because you actually see the eyeballs like still connected into the brain, still connected to the brain somewhere inside the animatronic's head.
I'll chat with you tomorrow.
Like you see the little well, what do you call it? That like the band of flesh that connects the eyeball to the brain, you know, just coming out of the animatronic's eyeballs or eye holes, and you see the teeth inside the mouth.
Those cameras, and remember to close the doors only if absolutely necessary.
Holy shit! Wait, how did he know? Which camera did he look at that made him do that suddenly? We can't see it because he's not looking down far enough, but it looks like he clicked on the camera for the hallway right next to him. Yeah, he sees it coming.
First station of the breeze. I'll chat with you tomorrow.
Yeah, I can't see the number, but
cameras, and remember to close the doors only if absolutely necessary.
There you go.
Gotta conserve power. Alright, good night.
Okay, I want to say this, even though it's obviously a lot scarier having the VR helmet on and, you know, seeing the fucking animatronics right there, this would make the game slightly easier for me, I think. Being able to see them actually walking up like that. You still have to use the light, right? But I feel like that gives you more of a chance than the way the original game was. Because like I said, I tried the original game, and I just got my ass kicked immediately. Like, obviously, I made it past the first night. First night's always fucking free as hell. But still, I didn't make it much further than that. I don't think I made it past, like, night 2 or 3. Way back when I tried it. And it's just because of the fact that the enemies move... They're like static images. Like, I mean, we just saw the playthrough of the whole franchise. Like, you see what they're like in the first game, right? They don't... It's an indie game. Like, they don't actually move. They just kind of... will just appear in places. So like the way they're moving is that they go from one place, they kind of just teleport through the hallways, and that kind of movement, it's on a budget, because then he didn't have to like animate them essentially walking and stuff like they are here. Like I get why it was an indie game, it was on a budget, but it's not intuitive for me. So sometimes I would think I'm safe because the animatronic seems like it's far away, but in the game's logic, in my logic, what was considered far away for the game's logic is like 2 steps away from you, because it just has to move 2 frames, two like camera movements before it's right in the hall next to you. So my brain is thinking in like realistic physics. It's gonna take a while for that animatronic to get down that hallway and reach me, but by the game's logic, it can actually reach you in like 2 seconds. I'm talking about the original game. And so that's how I would always get busted, is because I would think I had more time to like check other cameras or something before closing the door, and then I didn't, and I would just get jump scared and die. So here you actually kind of have a bit more time because you can see them walking, not on the cameras, but once they're in the hallway, they're not just standing there suddenly. Like you see them coming, you know, you see them actually walking down the hallway. But I do like that detail for this game, that if you try to leave the office, you get immediately caught and killed. They're like, no, you gotta stay inside. You gotta stay true to the original game. Can't leave the office. I think this is the first time I've ever watched somebody play a VR game. Like I said, I've obviously played VR myself, but I think... Oh shit, she's right there. Never mind, I think this game is just as hard as the original. You can kind of see her without the light on, though. Kinda. I like how he showed her her cupcake, like, hey, this is your cupcake. You want it? Look, she's still right there. Fuck off! Get out of here! He's like motioning. If you looked long enough, would you see... Oh, there she goes. Okay, never mind. It's just like the original game. They can just pop in and out of existence. So I would still not make it very far. Closing both doors. It's because it's, yeah. He's not afraid of running out of power. It's the last hour. It's 5 a.m. So he's just closing the doors for safety and kicking back, drinking the soda. Like, ooh.
You son of a...
The night is won. He doesn't have to open the doors at all. He's fine. He's like, come on, damn it. Go to 6 a.m. There it is. Wait for it.
You son of a bitch.
Game 1. Got a prize. He's like, for me? Oh, you shouldn't have. That's like a little Jack in the Box. El Chips. Claim your prize. Wait, what does it say? Absolutely incredible. El Chips tortilla style tortilla chips. Oh, what the fuck? Why are they making me hungry right now? Come on, guys. Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta make me hungry? I can't eat anymore. It's too close to bedtime. It's gonna be a fun little watch. I like this player a lot. He's like, they're really going above and beyond to like make it very entertaining for us. Definitely subscribe to this motherfucker. He's cool. Dude's alright. And do that again, huh? 99th VR, I think was their name. Follow, subscribe, gift him a sub. Well, if I knew his Twitch, I would, but he probably doesn't even know who I am anyway, so he'd just be like, what the fuck is this random sub? Tape 1, 2, 3, and 4. What is this? Oh, the cassettes he's been collecting. Did these give us lore?
Can you hear me? Don't exit this room, okay? This isn't a mistake. This room isn't a mistake. I had to hide these logs away from the core gameplay files in a place that only a beta tester would look, and in a place where the files could be protected. I just really, really hope that the next development team finds this before the game is released to the public. This game has some kind of malicious code in it that we haven't been able to fully contain or even understand for that matter. We're over budget and out of time. But that's not the reason that we're shutting down. Listen, I have to keep this short so the file size will be small enough to fly under the radar. There are more. They may not be in order.
Okay.
I saw it for the first time today.
Tape 2.
There was a character I couldn't make out who it was, standing at the end of the hall. I thought it was just bugged out.
They got loud.
So I made a note of it and kept playing. But then it was looking in the window. And not like Chica or Bonnie would. It was like it was actually looking in the window, seeing what I was doing.
Hold on. That might be important to remember for later. Where exactly was this?
Got of it and kept playing the hall.
Which...
There was a...
Did they say where?
I saw it for the first time today. There was a character I couldn't make out who it was, standing at the end of the hall.
Didn't say where though. Okay, I thought I just missed it.
I thought it was just bugged out, so I made like Chica or Bonnie would.
Okay. I thought I missed the location they mentioned. They didn't say the location. Alright, tape 3.
I heard a pretty heated conversation this morning between Dale, our manager, and someone else on the line. It really feels like this project is in trouble, in no small part because of the lawsuit, I'm sure. There has to be a lawsuit. There's no way there isn't. It happened in this building just a few doors down from me. I think it's made worse by the fact that Jeremy tried to tell us something was wrong. But as a dev team, we all just saw it as a challenge to find what the problem was and fix it. Who could have known that? I have to go. Have you ever heard of a guillotine paper slicer? It sounds made up, but it's an actual piece of office equipment. I didn't even know we had one in the supply room. I guess they're more common at businesses that do a lot of graphic design work. I remember seeing one when I was still in school, and even then, I knew how dangerous it looked. I was always afraid of losing a finger. That seems so silly now. Jeremy used to do design work. I guess that's how he knew it was there. Losing a is that do paper slicer?
It sounds made up. Oh! I know what he's talking about. I was like, what the fuck is a guillotine paper? Oh my god, yeah. It's honestly, yeah. I saw those a lot in like art classes in particular, and like other kinds of like crafting type classes in high school. And yeah, I was always scared the shit. Like I was always scared shitless of those things too. I was like, never. I always thought to myself, I hope a teacher never asked me to use one of those because I am deathly afraid of losing a finger. 100%. Those fucking things. I was like, there's no way us kids should be allowed to fucking go near those things. Like, there's just no way. I would even see teachers use them sometimes too. Just put the little paper there and be like, like that. And I'm just like, ain't no fucking way I'm ever using one of those.
But it's an actual piece of
fear.
office equipment.
Yeah.
I didn't even know we had one in the supply room.
I share this fear 100%.
More common at businesses that do a lot of graphic design work.
Well, that probably was before everything went digital, but yeah.
I remember seeing one when I was still in school, and even then, I knew how dangerous it looked.
Yeah.
I was always afraid of losing a finger.
That's
that
me.
seems so silly now. Jeremy used to do design work. I guess that's how he knew it was there.
This so-called game developer sounds pretty young, I gotta say. I wonder if that's just a coincidence or if that ties into the story somehow. So if we want to listen to the tapes we've collected, we gotta set this little power thing to neutral, I guess. It's hidden away like that. And the voice on the tapes is saying that's on purpose because they're trying to like whistle blow something that's wrong with the code of the game that they're not telling us about. We're obviously the beta tester that they were expecting to find the tapes. Okay. Well, eat some candy and keep going, I guess. Math 2, Night 1. I guess we're gonna alternate between games. Not just do all 5 nights for each game in a row. Alright. 5 Nights at Freddy's 2. Push buttons. Wear a mask. Okay. Survive until 6 a.m. Got it. Instructions unclear. Game starto. Should have done that when we hit the button. I like how our only comfort in these games, most of these games, has been this fan. At least for the first 2 games.
Hello? Hello, hello? Hello and welcome to your new summer job at the new and improved Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I'm here to talk you through some of the things you can expect to see during your first week here and to help you get started down this new and exciting career path.
My immersion!
Now, I want you to forget anything you may have heard.
Wait, what happens if you accidentally drop the mask somewhere where you can't reach it? Are you just dead? That's the only way you survive the animatronics in this game.
About the old location, you know. Some people still have a somewhat negative impression of the company.
Okay, since we're getting a chance to revisit these old tapes, now that we have the context of the entire franchise, because we've played through the whole thing, right? It's interesting how Scott was doing a debate here. This dialogue makes it seem like this is a sequel. You know, he's talking about the old place, the old animatronics, so it makes you think like FNAF 2 was a sequel to FNAF 1, and then only by beating the game and reaching the end do you realize it was actually a prequel. It was a nice debate that Scott did way back then.
That old restaurant.
Of course, the biggest tip, though, is if you actually completed most of the nights for FNAF 1, you'd realize this guy's supposed to be dead. The security guard. And the fact that he's talking to you here is like that was the first tip-off he gave you that this was a prequel. But I think most people probably didn't catch that right away.
Was kind of left to rot for quite a while, but
I wouldn't have caught it, and I probably didn't back then, simply because I would have just thought, oh, they're just using the same voice actor. But yeah, that's true too. But like my thinking would have just been, they're probably just using the same voice actor. You know, they didn't want to get another voice actor for like a new security guard in the sequel. Which, by the way, I said this before, but the voice actor is Scott himself. It's the guy who makes the game, who started the franchise. That's him talking.
I want to reassure you, Fazbear Entertainment is committed to family fun and, above all, safety. They've spent a small fortune on these new animatronics. Facial recognition, advanced mobility.
Oh god, the music box thing.
Today. Isn't that neat? But most importantly, they're all tied into some kind of criminal database, so the review. Now that being said, no new system is without its kinks.
Stay.
You're only the second guard to work at that location. The first guy finished his week, but complained about conditions. We switched him over to the day shift. So, hey, lucky you, right? Mainly he expressed concern that certain characters seem to move around at night. He even attempted to get into his office. Now,
You don't say.
from what we know, that should be impossible. That restaurant should be the safest place on Earth. So while our engineers don't really have an explanation for this, the working theory is that the robots were never given a proper night mode. So when it gets quiet, they think they're in the wrong room. So then they go try to find where the people are, and in this case, that's your office. So our temporary solution is this. There's a music box over by the prize counter, and it's rigged to be wound up remotely. So just every once in a while, switch over to the prize counter video feed and wind it up for a few seconds. It doesn't seem to affect all of the animatronics, but it does affect one of them.
Just like in the original game, the little music box timer doesn't start going down until he tells you about the mechanic. He designed it to be fair. You don't just die out of nowhere and not realize what happened. The timer doesn't start moving until he tells you. But as soon as he tells you that part, though, it starts going down. So if you don't go check the camera immediately after he says that, you're fucked. You could just die on night one.
We have an even easier solution. You see, there may be a minor glitch in the system, something about robots seeing you as an endoskeleton without a costume on and wanting to stuff you into a suit. So hey, we've given you an empty Freddy Fazbear head. Problem solved. You can put it on any time and leave it on for as long as you want. Eventually anything that wandered in will wander back out. Something else worth mentioning is kind of the quirky modern design of the building. You may have noticed there are no doors for you to close. But hey, you have a light, and even though your flashlight can run out of power, the building cannot. So don't worry about the place going dark. Well, I think that's it. You should be golden. Check the lights, put on the Freddy head if you need to. Keep the music box wound up. Piece of cake. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Oh, the music box is that little yellow button just out of our view. He didn't look down far enough so we could see it. I see it. It's got a big music icon on it. Okay. At least you can use lights infinitely. So cool how the mechanics are faithfully recreated but in VR for the games. Really neat. I wonder if the last few nights of this game are going to be as hectic. Do you guys remember FNAF 2? That was where Atlantis had to dip out. She was like, dude, I can't watch this shit. Because it was just the constant switching between the music box camera and then the cameras in general, and then the fucking putting on the mask. It was just like, like it was so fucking nuts. Oh shit. Okay, I didn't see that coming.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I didn't think Bonnie would just show up like that. You see how he did the little whew with his hand right there? Check it out. Check out what the player does. Look. Ooh. Dude, this is awesome. This player obviously loves this game. Or just loves making like videos on VR in general, like maybe. They have really good showmanship. Basically. I was like, where the hell was she? I think she was down the hall, but he didn't like look up high enough for us to see her. I mean, I think I would just hold the mask in one hand the whole time. My trigger finger would probably get tired because you have to hold the trigger right on the little controllers that they give you for these things, but for safety. Okay. Whew. So what's to stop you from checking the cameras while wearing the mask for safety? You couldn't do that in the actual original FNAF 2, obviously, but in this VR game, I mean, wouldn't you be able to still operate with the other hand while you still have the mask on? They probably don't let you, because that would obviously make that would make it trivially, you know, that would make it super easy, so. Hey, we got a Freddy statue? He pets it. Did he just eat it? He's choking on it. Or something. Was it a chocolate statue? Or is that what they're implying? That it was a statue that you eat? What the fuck was that about? Hey, what the fuck? Who's this?
Surprise, motherfucker.
He just waves at it. It's a bunny. It doesn't look like... It looks different from Springtrap, though. What the fuck is that? You want candy? Here you go. It actually hit him. He's corporeal, even though he looks see-through. It bounced off him. FNAF 3 Night 1. The Phantom animatronics. And Springtrap. This is where Springtrap first debuted, which we now know was called William Afton when he was human. Seemed to have had a hand in designing at least Circus Baby. Maybe some of the other animatronics too? I don't know. But it was implied from what we saw in the ending of the last game that he was not a very good person. Whoever he was. He was deathly afraid of those ghost kids that cornered him, which we saw in the 8-bit flashbacks in the third game, this game.
Hey, glad you came back for another night. I promise it'll be a lot more interesting this time.
I wonder why they're not... Wait, is this how he starts the first nights? Or is this just starting on night 2 for some reason? Like the recording of the guy. The guy who's talking to us. Isn't this like this night 2 dialogue? What happened to night 1?
We found some great new relics over the weekend, and we're out tracking down a new lead right now. So, let me just update you real quick, then you can get to work. Like, the attraction opens in like a week, so we have to make sure everything works and nothing catches on fire. When the place opens, people will come in at the opposite end of the building and work their way toward you, then past you, and out the exit.
No, never mind. I think this is the first night's dialogue. Yeah, because the first night he gives you the whole rundown like he's doing right now. And then the second night is when he mentions the cassette tapes, and he starts playing them. And then every night after that, it's just a cassette tape. He no longer talks. The guy who's talking right now. The owner of the place, I guess.
Yeah, you've officially become part of the attraction. You'll be starring as a security guard. So not only will you be all the cameras you pass through, you know, to make sure no one steals anything or fades out of the corner, but you'll also be a part of the show. It'll make it feel really authentic, I think. Now let me tell you about what's new. We found another set of drawings, always nice, and a foxy head, which we think could be authentic. Then again, it might just be another crappy cosplay. And we found a desk fan, very old school, metal though. So watch the fingers. Right now the place is basically just, you know,
the desk fan right there. Our comfort fan.
I honestly thought we'd have more by now. If we don't have something really cool by next week, then we may have to suit you up in a furry and make you walk around saying, boo. But you know, like I said, we're trying to track down some good lead right now.
This is cute. Oh.
The guy who helped design one of the buildings.
Why'd you throw it?
It was like an extra room
that was
got
mean.
boarded up, or something like that. So we're gonna take a peek and see what we can find.
Oh, we got a camera system here.
Get comfortable with the new setup. You can check the security cameras over to your right with the click of that blue button. You can toggle between the hall cams and the vent cams. Then over to your far left, you can flip up your maintenance panel. You know, use this to reboot any systems that may go offline. In trying to make the place feel vintage, we may have overdone it a bit. Some of this equipment is barely functional.
You can tell the guy that's still Scott. He's just doing like a surfer voice. And I think I mentioned this when we first saw FNAF 3 too.
I wasn't joking about the fire.
Hey, another cassette.
Real risk. The most important thing you want to watch for is the ventilation. Look, this place will give you the spooks, man. And if you let that ventilation go offline, then you'll start seeing some crazy stuff, man. Keep that air flowing. Okay, keep an eye on things, and we'll try to have something new for you tomorrow night.
I do wonder how they're going to animate in this VR setting the phantom animatronics. The hallucinations he was just talking about. The ones that can't kill you, but they can, you know, they'll scare you and then disrupt your systems, which makes it easier for Springtrap to sneak up on you, the one who can actually kill you. Oh, look, he's giving the little toy Freddy a sip of the drink. Dude, I love this player. This is good. I'm subscribing to this dude. Look, he's playing with the little toys. Oh my god! Freddy, you gotta play nice. You can't just knock Bonnie the fuck off that platform like that. Well, nothing's coming down the vent. Yes, there was a vent to our right the whole time in FNAF 3, we just couldn't see it. But if you looked at the camera layout back then, you could see that there was a vent there. Now we can actually see it in VR. First night's always free. First night's always free. Springtrap didn't even come close. We didn't have to do anything. What did we get? Candy bar? A Fazz bar. Sounds fancy. Ta-da! We're eating a lot of candy. It's not good for our blood glucose. That thing is still there. It makes a noise too. Shoo, go away. Still there. Throws candy at it again. Let's listen to the new cassette tapes we got. We got 2, right? No, 1 more. Tape 5.
The drawers have been emptied out. Someone was here. I don't think it was spring cleaning either. No. There was plastic on the floor. Someone was definitely here during the night. It had to have been the client. I mean, they sent us that stuff in the first place with no explanation, told us to scan it, said it would expedite the process so we wouldn't need to program any pathfinding ourselves. It was a budget thing, I guess. It was just junk. Circuit boards and things like that. Looked pretty old. Somehow, though, there was usable code on some of it. It seemed to take hold by itself. Things started changing. But then, he started appearing. At least that's what Jeremy said.
It's not waving anymore. He started appearing? Maybe referring to that thing over there? We're going to night 2 of FNAF 3 now? Or he's just showing it? Oh, no, we're going to Dark Rooms, Plus Trap. The little bonus stage for FNAF 4. Fun with Plus Trap. Flashlight R3, stop plus trap on the X. Yeah, it's the original minigame from FNAF 4. It lets you skip 2 hours on the next night. See how hard it is in VR. Okay, this is just as difficult as before. Pitch black. The X is red. Doesn't really help though. Is he gonna taunt it? Is he gonna do this? See if he nails this. It's coming. I'll see that. More them tings, bro. I have that quote from Dead Island stuck in my head. Oh. He's like, hey! Are you moving? If you're real, you better tell me right now, Fred. Or whatever he named that mannequin. I'm referencing I Am Legend with Will Smith. Loneliness can drive you to insanity. Start turning mannequins into your friends. Oh shit! He nailed it!
Dylan! You son of a bitch.
What's our prize? Poggies! A little soda. Can't read that. Foxy Cove Cooler. It's a Foxy soda. Makes a crunch like we're eating it even though we're drinking soda. Alright.
We went to great lengths to create an authentic VR experience, including using scanned photographs for reference and using original performance routines where applicable.
Really? Okay. You gonna explain that thing over there? Just keeps throwing candy at it. I guess we gotta do parts and service now. We're rotating between all these different games. I guess you could do all 5 nights or 4 nights or whatever in a row, but the player's choosing to alternate. Might be the way the game's intended. Who knows? Repair Bonnie. Grab and release with T. I don't know how the meta controller looks like, so I have no idea. Repair Bonnie with buttons and then make repairs. So, okay, I'm gonna read that again. Grab and release, push buttons, repair, make okay. It seems like an original minigame not based on the past games.
Welcome back to Parts and Service.
Oh, wait,
no,
never mind.
It looks like Bonnie's guitar is out of tune and must be recalibrated.
This might be loosely based on the events of Sister Location, where they made us, like, service some of the animatronics. Maybe, yeah.
We must access his harmonization module located inside his secondary throat pipe. To access the throat pipe, both eyes must first be removed. You must be as precise as possible when removing the eyes from their respective sockets. First, firmly grip Bonnie's left eye and carefully remove it from its socket.
Jesus. Oh. Well, so much for being precise. He's holding an electric guitar, though. It sounds like an acoustic when he, you know, plucked the strings. Hey, a coin. I tried to time it. It's a plush Bonnie, and I think there was another coin underneath it. Yep. You see that? You see that? It's all you, buddy. Bye. This player's having a lot of fun recording this. Sorry, let's deal with you. That's the wrong eye. Oh, wait, no. I get it. Bonnie's left eye, so it's on our right. Yeah.
Great job.
I bet if he would have grabbed the wrong eye, which is a mistake I clearly was going to make, as I just made it pretty clear, you'd probably get killed. Deposit the left eye in the cleaning receptacle on your left.
Deposit the left eye in the cleaning receptacle on your left.
You see this? Yeah? Okay, you're going in there. No? You don't want to? No, yeah, you're going in there, buddy. Sorry.
Well done. Now, firmly grip Bonnie's right eye and carefully remove it from its socket.
By the way, even though this player's fucking around a lot and doing stuff like that, their playthrough is only about an hour to half an hour longer than all the other videos that are a full walkthrough of the game, just like this one. Like, his antics only added like 30 to 60 minutes.
Deposit the right eye in the cleaning receptacle on your right.
And that's assuming the other videos aren't 100%. Also, what the hell just... Oh, no, he fucked up because he dropped it in the wrong place. He's about to die, isn't he? I think I paused it at the wrong time.
Deposit the right eye in the cleaning receptacle on your right.
Yep. Just fucking follow instructions. Okay.
Welcome back to Parts and Service. Oh no, it looks like Bonnie's guitar is out of tune and must be recalibrated. First, we must access his harmonization module located inside his secondary throat pipe. To access the throat pipe, both eyes must first be removed.
I'm throwing you in there, buddy.
You must be as precise as possible when removing the eyes from their respective sockets. First, firmly grip Bonnie's left eye and carefully remove it from its socket. Great job. Deposit the left eye in the cleaning receptacle on your left. Well done. Now, firmly grip Bonnie's right eye and carefully remove it from its socket.
At least he's showing us the different, like, jump scares, the ways you can die. I don't have to look up a montage later.
Deposit the right eye in the cleaning receptacle on your right. Good job.
Hey.
To open Bonnie's faceplate, carefully press the two buttons located on either side of Bonnie's jaw. When done correctly, you should hear two small clicks.
Oh, I see them, the two red buttons there, yeah.
Well done. You now have access to Bonnie's harmonization module. Yeah. Press the blinking button inside Bonnie's secondary throat pipe to enter calibration mode.
Yeah, I kind of had the same reaction as the player, because he's obviously, you know, hamming it up, but still. Like, that actually scared me a little bit. I was like, oh shit. Yep. The faceless Bonnie from FNAF 2.
Something is not right. One of those notes is out of tune. You may push the button.
You know, I wonder how immersed some people might actually be, even though you know you have a VR headset on and you're holding controllers in your hands. I bet some people still felt hesitation to stick their hand into that thing to push the button, like how he was doing that right there. I think I would have, just knowing the animatronic's face could just slam shut on you, you know, because we know they're haunted. So
again, to replay the audio check, press the colored button that corresponds to the incorrect note.
Simon Says. Blue, green, red, yellow, orange. It's already in that order.
Press the blinking button again to verify your work.
Did I misunderstand the instructions? Blue, green, red, yellow.
Great job. Bonnie is in tune and ready for his
Hold on, I think I misunderstood with the instructions. What?
The incorrect note. One of those notes is out of tune.
Okay.
You may push the button again to replay the audio check. Press the colored button that corresponds to the incorrect note.
Oh, so you just have to listen. Like, you just have to listen for it and figure out which one it is and then push it and hope you get it right? Okay.
Press. Let's close him up.
Okay.
Great job. Bonnie is in tune and ready for his solo. Let's close him up. Simply replace both eyes in the same order that you removed them, then close up the faceplate, and we'll call it a day.
How do you call? Oh, right, push the buttons again.
Well done. That concludes your parts and services task. See you next time.
Yeah, ain't no way they would ever design the faceplate to open like that in real life. That is way too unsafe to have the latches that close to something that can just like that. That's asking to have a finger get lost. Let's see. It's Chica. It's a Chica plushie. Oh, the little head pat. Beep. Alright, we've reached an hour, so this is probably a good cutoff point. We're at 40 minutes. I think that's more or less what I did in FNAF World, right? Actually, I think I did 50 minutes. I rambled a lot more on this one. In FNAF World, I think we did 50 minutes of the video in my first stream, yeah. Is he still there? He's still there. Still there, yeah. Anyway, before anything else happens, let's just go ahead and stop here for now. Yeah, we'll continue this next stream. For now, I gotta go get ready for bed, though. So that is all for now. We will continue Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted next time. I wonder if anybody... Some people experience motion sickness just by watching first-person games, and I think they've also mentioned that it can happen with VR games, too. So I do apologize if that's a thing for you. I'm sorry. I hope that's not a thing for anybody watching. I feel like I might be feeling a little something in my stomach right now. So maybe it is affecting me too, just a little. But it definitely affects me way more if I'm actually playing it. If I actually have the VR headset on and I'm looking around. I could just be tired though. I could just be a little hungry and tired. Because I am on a bit of a caloric deficit to lose some weight. But I can't tell right now. It could just be lining up perfectly. Might have nothing to do with it. I don't know. Anyway, for the outro, even though this is not reflective of anything being shown on screen, I wish I was saying that sarcastically because that would make it funnier, obviously. But even though it's not actually reflective of anything being shown on screen, we are going to do an outro with the sound of a bathroom.
What? What the fuck?
Yeah, not like a bathroom where you take a shit, but like a bathing room, an actual bathing room. Why? Because it's part of the Maple Story soundtrack. Don't ask questions. It's called the Showa Bathroom. Yeah, I've been listening to a playlist and discovering new music from that game. Or music that I just never heard back then. It's something. Yeah, let me put it on loop or else it's gonna blast with the next song. Anyway, as the screen says, thank y'all very much for watching. I appreciate the support across Twitch and YouTube and any other platform I end up on. Like I said, please give a subscription to that guy we were just watching, 99th VR. Very entertaining player. Even with no commentary, they're doing great showmanship, honestly. I really like the playthrough so far. It's good shit. So go ahead and give them a subscribe. Because they're really cool. Honestly, I recommend that for any playthrough, non-commentary playthrough that we've watched on this channel. Because they've all been pretty good. The ones that I found. But that one in particular. Good shit. Other than that though, I'm out for now. So as always, thank y'all very much for watching. Please take care. Stay safe. Don't die. As I always like to say. And until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and good night. And I will see you all then. Peace. Ooh. Ooh. I am kind of sleepy, man. I am kind of sleepy. Ooh. That was authentic. Excuse me, authentic. Alright, good night, everybody.